Hi everyone, today I will be discussing Saul Bass and the movie title sequence. So what is a movie title sequence? The opening segment of a film that contains the title and some of the production that typically create visuals to set the tone or to give you an idea of what is to come in the movie could also be seen as the film before the film. Now, the man behind it all, who is Saul Bass? Saul is a famous graphic designer and filmmaker. He had a 40-year career in Hollywood, known for his innovative design work, specifically in film title sequences, movie posters, and even corporate logos. He has collaborated with some of the most famous filmmakers, such as Alfred Hitchcock, Otto Preminger, and Martin Scorsese, to name just a few. So now we know him, but why is he important? Saul was originally a graphic designer and filmmaker. As time went on after finishing high school, art school, and college, he introduced us to a new art form, the movie title sequence. Saul created these sequences that would convey the essence of a movie and give you an idea to the audience of what they were going to see in the film. So why do movie title sequence Why do movie sequence titles matter? They are one of the biggest things that set the tone for what you are about to watch and helps to engage you and get you captivated from the start. They set the mood before the story unfolds, and title sequences are very similar to cinematic storytelling. So now I want you to picture this. I want you to turn back time and remember watching a movie you knew absolutely nothing about. You didn't see the trailer, you just happened to come across it on TV and figured you would give it a shot. Now, do you remember the intro that would give you a sign of it in the movie was comedic, scary, drama, just off of the intro? Now, I motion you to think of the last movie you watched and think of the intro and how it really gave you the idea and foreshadowing of the moments to come. This is why movie title sequences are so important. Think of a comedy movie with scary music at the beginning, slow moving characters, dark backgrounds. It will throw you off and most likely turn you away from watching it further. Now, Bass's early life. He was born May 8th, 1920, in the Bronx, New York. Growing up, he loved art. He loved to draw and create. After graduating high school and before college, he went on to the Art Students League in Manhattan and later going on to attend classes with Georgi Kepps at Brooklyn College. This is Georgi Kepps. He is also one of Bass's mentors. Mostly he was self-taught, but he did make sure to give credit to his mentors, Howard Trafton at the Art Students League, and again, Georgi Kepps. It was mentioned that working with Georgi helped to open his eyes to wanting to do more of art, particularly in Hollywood, while also doing more of the things he said he was just lucky to do, something he loves. Now, some of his inspirations. After art school, Bass was able to open his own practice, being able to openly create and expand his work. Being so creative to start and getting introduced to more during art school and college, Bass had many influences along the way that helped solidify and even build his career even further. Keeping in mind how Georgi Kepps really helped Saul find his inspirations and influence, this helped open a door for Bass to start working with producer Otto Preminger. Now, working with Otto, he was the first director to start working with Bass early in his Hollywood career. Otto had learned and met Bass while in his college years, and they started working on movies together. Bass helped Otto enhance his movies with the title sequences, enhancing the film to make it better for the audience. They worked on several films, the most famous being The Man with the Golden Arm, Anatomy of a Murder, Exodus, and Carmen Jones. This is a picture of those. In the top upper left, it is Carmen Jones. Bottom left, Anatomy of a Murder. In the middle, Exodus. And to the right, the iconic The Man with the Golden Arm. And these are Saul's and Otto's work together. So he had come up with some revolutionary ideas. Bass took all of his creative influence from everyone he worked with and his continuous raw talent and wanted to make sure what he was creating was minimalistic and easy to digest without losing the story at hand. He was able to convey a story at a glance with his use of bold colors and simplistic symbols and designs. They had set the tone for movie makers moving forward to be able to grab their audience's attention without a bunch of eye-catching things to throw you off. Early in his career, he worked with a lot of companies that caught on to his ideas. He started to work with Quaker Oats, Warner Brothers, AT&T, United Airlines, and more. As you can see, Kleenex and it's also on there. You can catch on to this theme, which is simplicity, minimalism, lots of line work, lots of bold colors. Simplicity, but it also is captivating. He also uses a lot of keeps out a lot of negative space, so all you can focus on is the logo itself. Now, he did do more than just logos. Saul's careers include logo designs, graphic design, and poster design. As of course seen on his many movie posters and the logos previously, his graphic designs is also a highlight needing to be seen and recognized. You can start to see his use of, again, bright colors to appeal to the eye and grab your attention more. Some of the other things he had done is West Side Story, Girl Scouts, Dixie, The Shining, so on and so forth, just to name a few. And did you catch on to the style? So as mentioned, Saul had been heavily recreated and made a huge as mentioned, Saul has been heavily recreated and made a huge impact on Hollywood. Bass was known for taking away the unneeded. He wanted to have it focused on the actual message they were going for. He took away negative space, introduced the bold colors, and gave you the inner look to the film. Now his style and recognizable traits. So the sequence for Vertigo had hypnotic spirals coming out of a woman's eye. Saul put movement and design to create the illusion you are being sucked in and create disorientation. Alongside this, he had kinetic typography, which enhances the project with text and motion. So again, the bright colors, you can see the spiraling with the black figure in the middle and what seems to be him grabbing onto something else, possibly a woman on the side. And this is the work itself. Just basic bold lettering. Very minimal, not a lot of showy things, just eyes. And then this is where they slide in to her eye. And there's the movie title Vertigo, which is also known for making you super dizzy. So it's very good that they did some type of illusion like this to kind of convey that as well. Here you see the spiral starting to show up more on the screen. And it continues going from there, the different spirals and different colors, just so you're not seeing the same thing each time, still keeping it very minimal. A lot of line work, just in different shapes and sizes, same bold text, very plain as mentioned previous. Now we are moving on to Psycho. In this transition, he has black and white bars slicing across the screen. This will reflect the film's violent themes to come through contrast and design. Contrast and design is used opposing elements such as color, shape, size to create a visual interest. And again, very minimalistic, just the key, the slice through the words, as you will see in his movie intro as well, which is here. And again, slicing through the screen, bold, just plain text. Lots of line work again, back and forth. And just not to be too repetitive, he will start also doing the same thing but side to side, just like this right here. But again, just keeping that same theme. And this is the movie starting here. Again, nothing bold, nothing too crazy starting off on the screen, nothing to take away your attention too far. Really just helping you keep focus on what they're wanting you to keep focus on. All right, and now moving on to North by Northwest. Bass created a sequence of lines to create the illusion that a man is running after the plane ahead. Something now we're introducing is the black figures again. As you can see, again, the blackout character, no face, the bold orange background, which he again is very known for, line work, blacked out figures, the arm and the man with the golden arm, and his line work and bold plain text, bringing your eyes and focus to the very center of the screen as they would like you to be. And here's that. Again, just smaller lines, bold colors, same plain bold letters. Nothing that can really take your attention elsewhere except for when the new word comes in frame. And here you get a little bit more to see in the background, some taxis driving around, cars driving around, what seems to be a big corporate building with lots of windows. And that does continue on forward as well until the beginning and the intro of the movie. Now we are moving on. Now we are moving on to the man with the golden arm, which we did mention the man or the iconic arm. You can see he sticks with again that blacked out figure. Even though the name of the film is The Golden Arm, he sticks to keeping the image blacked out dark and keeping the image and name of the film to the outside in gold colors. It keeps the focus still in the center like normal, homing in on the minimalistic approach. And the reason he has the arm in this way foreshadows the movie. The movie is regarding a battle with heroin addiction. Everything is stripped away but the topic and center of the film itself. And here's that intro as well. Again, pattern, very bold, plain text, lots and lots of line work, bold lines in all different shapes and sizes. Everything keeping your focus in on the center, again, very minimalistic. but still giving you a little bit to see as they add on more lines, more blocks, if you will. And that, of course, continues on there as well. And again, the iconic hand at the end, produced and directed by Otto, with the arm coming down. Now to comparing. So Saul was very heavily influenced in Hollywood going forward after his death. A lot of people did catch on to what he was doing and wanted to keep going on that route as well for theirs to create their success. So searching through the 2000s and newer movie title sequences, I found these two, which are Last Resort and Frequency, as you can see above with the Ferris wheel and to the right with the eye. Looking at these, you can see the Saul Bass influence from, again, the minimalistic approach. There's not much to focus on, just what they want you to focus on. There's also the adequate use of blank space. Where color is used, it's used to draw you in. It doesn't steer you away. The lettering as well being plain, in a sense, also proves the relevancy. Where it may seem like a lot, minimalism is very much present. Now, the beauty of movie title sequence. It is so fascinating to me to see how they took Saul's idea and put it into their film. The carnival ride is a huge look into the movie. The mother is going to meet with her fiance in London, only for him to not show up. So unfortunately, as they are undocumented immigrants, they ended up being placed in a special holding area that overlooked a big abandoned amusement park. Later in the film, one of the old amusement park workers helps the mother and her son with necessities and a phone, which creates a big eye into the focal point of what they will be going into with the movie together. Just like Saul, this is an even better example of the inspiration they took from Bass. This movie is centered around time travel, a young boy able to connect with his father across 30 years' time. The movie goes on and does a lot of aspects of time manipulation, but the color scheme is very similar to Saul's, being the bright orange, where this is a hue of orange. This shows exactly what the movie is about off of the eye and showing a parent holding a child. As you can see in the center of the eye, there's a black figure, just again a black figure like Saul used to do with the plain bold letters. Very minimalistic approach. Also a note to add, they did take this inspiration with the black figure with nothing to signify it's a person besides the shape of the people themselves like Saul typically did. And here's that intro.
Once in a decade, massive solar storms invade our atmosphere, disrupting global communications.
Darren, it's your dad's old ham radio. Let's go over to the den, huh? Plug it in.
And causing unexplained phenomena.
W2QYV. This is Frank Sullivan.
Hello? What'd you say your name was?
Frank Sullivan.
Is this some kind of joke?
That will allow John Sullivan to talk to his father.
What do you say we tame this Bronco, huh? You and me, spirit and guts.
who's been dead for 30 years.
But how could it be?
I don't know. But we gotta be talking off the mother-son spot of all time. I've missed you so much. Well, tell me about yourself.
Tell me about your life.
I'm a cop. You're third-generation firefighter. Come on, I thought you were gonna grow out of that cop phase.
What's going on, Zach?
Frank says that he's talking to Johnny.
Now, something you may remember, one of my favorites that Saul helped create is the Monsters Inc. movie title sequence. It is minimal but really ties in everything about the movie. It centers in on the bold outline colors. Take a look here. This again just showing the context of the film surrounding all of the doors, which is the big premise of the movie, and where they work is all the doors and then the monsters inside, and of course them working together in the end to create something together. So it's just a look into what is to come in the movie there. Now to recap. The movie titles I have chosen, with Frequency and The Last Resort, and the addition of Monsters Inc., you can really see how in detail you can be while not being too much. The world has so much going on at all times of the day and all hours. When you are sitting down to watch a movie, you don't want to you don't want to know the whole movie before you even begin. Saul made it a perfect transition so you get the idea, and when you're finished with the movie, you can reflect back watching it over to see how it all ties together in the movie sequence, just like a fun little Easter egg. And finally, Saul was recreated for years and years to come. With the movies coming out today, it still has its influence involved. It is not a shock to see, considering he really did make such a revolutionary outlook. Not only did he find something he loved and was able to do well, but he also kept the audience's best interest in mind, making sure to keep it minimal, to the point, and envelop the movie as well. It is very important to keep this in movies to come in the future, as film truly would not be the same without it. It would be a lot of guessing and a wait or a scroll past the intro with no care, saving movies as we know it one title sequence at a time. And here is my works cited. Thank you so much.